Why, hello, and this is a LOTRO guide for leveling in Ered Luin, the Dwarven and Elven starting area in the Lord of the Rings Online for 2024. I'm going to try to make a newer one. I had one in the past, but what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to talk a lot of that out and also walk a lot of the area. I'm on my max level character here. This is an area that I will say I've definitely done the most of in this game, so I will just talk it out. So the first thing, when you finish the introduction area in the game, they do that for every character, you'll basically pop out like right around here in this spot, and you will go up to this guy right here, Skogi, right? Grab the quest for him. There will be a couple things you'll want to do inside. You may need to talk to Zollin if you have a special item, which is like called the Ithilien Dill coin or something. You can right click it and it'll give you a special quest. Not everybody has it. Some of you might have that. It depends on the certain things. When you come in here, there's a couple quests you can pick up to do as you're doing it. And again, I'm using my memory after doing this over and over for the past 10 years in this game. So I will do my best here. There are a couple quests you can pick up. The auction hall will be there. The bank will be over there if you need to empty some stuff out as a new character. Right here, if you go up to this guy, he has a quest for doing a gear thing. This takes quite a bit of time if you want to do the whole story. It's kind of a cool story, but it's a lot of extra work. So grab that quest if you want to. I would recommend grabbing all the quests, and you can always cancel a quest if you don't like to do it or don't want to do it. There's also a quest over here you can grab, and there's a few more things outside, but pretty much Zollin will be right there if you need to talk to him with that one quest. He'll be up on the throne up there. And at this point, there are a few things like a leaking cellar thing you can do underneath and stuff. But pretty much, I'm going to try to give you the fastest stuff to do. So I'm going to kind of guide you so you don't get too off-put with these random other side quests. Because as you get put off by all these other random side quests, it can get a little tedious. And unless you're someone who's just thoroughly enjoying the story, which I highly recommend, sometimes in Lord of the Rings Online, you slow down and you just enjoy the world and level, because this game is very good at that, better than almost any other MMO. But I know if you're someone who maybe just wants to level here quickly. I actually think the Ered Luin questing is the fastest out of all the regions, but of course I've done it the most. So that might have a little bit of bias there, and also I'm a dwarf. So then basically there's a couple quests you can get out here. There's a couple things you can do out here. Now granted, there's not going to be a whole lot, but there's a few things. Kill some bears, I think, and stuff after you come out here, and quests. There are a lot of these are inside the instance version of this when you're starting your character, okay, in the area. So don't worry about it too much. I'm going to try to go through this quickly, this video. But there might be a couple things, but I think the bear one is actually on the instance side. I don't think it's part of the outside here area, but there are some bushes and stuff to do and things that you can do, but most of it you'll be sent south. Okay, so at this point what we'll do is we will ride. I'm going to get on my war mount, which I think is actually probably faster than the regular mount, unless I swift travel. All right, so we're going to use my war mount here. So now you're going to go south after you finish anything in this area. You're going to have a couple quests to do. There's going to be a main chapter quest that I believe it's very important that you pick up from Zollin. I should have said that a second ago, but we're still early in the video here. Pick up that, I think it's Zollin who has the chapter quest, yeah, that you talk to. He's going to send you out. There is a guy that you have to help for the main chapter quest. Fight off some lynxes or something, some of the big cats. And I believe he is right back in here as the rush stones. Yeah, he's right here somewhere. Here's some of the lynxes, but he's usually right here. He might not, you know what? He might disappear because I don't have the quest. But anyway, it'll show you on the quest tracker. Don't forget, if you have this quest tracker out and you have the quest on your tracker, which you can turn on, by the way, by wherever your quest is, clicking add to tracker, right? Or remove. Okay? And then basically you can find him over here in the thrush stones. So you can help him out. And then as you go through if you're having troubles finding all those gears, which again, with the gear quest, if you're trying to get through quickly, I'd recommend not doing all the gears, because you have to go back and forth to him over and over. So the first gear is, I believe, in one of the caves up here that you have to find. And by the way, there are a couple quests that they will give you in Thorn's Gate to travel to this cave and help over here. It's kind of similar stuff that you do to the intro, so you don't have to do it, but you probably want to do a couple. But again, you'll find the first gear, you have to go turn the first gear in, and then you have to go find the second gear, which is a little farther in here. And also, the music is glorious, but quite loud. So we're going to turn that down just a wee bit there in the background. Haha. Now, I highly recommend, if you do want to see most of the things in order found, where you can always use the LOTRO wiki, which I will link in the description. And in fact, I will link the gear quest separately in there if you do want to find everyone. It'll give you a coordinates, which are right there in the Vale of Thrain. See how it says there's a coordinates underneath that? I have a whole video on how to do that, but that will help you out, okay? But pretty much the gist of things is you'll do that main chapter quest, then they're going to send you to Noglond, all right, down here. So go ahead and travel down to Noglond. This is the next area you'll quest after you kind of leave Thorn's Gate area, okay? You'll travel down here. And also, you can always watch my LOTRO Tale series if you want. That's a little slower because I'm doing voiceovers in it and stuff. But I do a lot of these things. I definitely quest this area. So you may want to check that out. It might help you out a little bit if you want to watch me actually do some of it. And that kind of thing. I want to make this video pretty fast. If I did an entire video doing all these quests on a brand new character, the video would be 5 hours. You know, maybe less. I could probably do it in like 2.5. But while I'm explaining things, I don't want it to be that long. So Vifil, or Vifil, you'll help him. That's one guy you'll need to help. So basically, you'll go over here. You go to Noglond here. And basically, they'll give you a bunch of quests to do in, I think it's up here in the Goblin Ordost, this fortress over here. And the quests out here, and you'll have to find some birds that are around here and some stalking. There's lots of things. The creatures, you have to find these birds, right? These Vale, Hendravel. Whenever you see them early, grab them, because for some reason they seem very hard to find sometimes. So just grab the ones you see quickly, right off the beginning when you're questing. The second or third gear, I'm trying to remember, is in the fortress up here. There's also another gear that's like over in the Undead here. The gear quest, you kind of always have to go back to Thorn's Gate over and over and over and over as you're moving along doing the areas. So again, Thorn's Hall is kind of area 1. Then Noglong on this area valley is area 2. And then you're going to be sent after you finish here at Noglong, which is a very fun area to quest. I don't know why. It's nostalgic for me maybe, but I like questing in Noglong. I think it's cool. I just think it's beautiful up here. It's even nighttime in the game and it looks good right now. So you're gonna like hunt some bears. You're gonna help unclog underneath this bridge. There's a bunch of different things you'll end up doing here. Here's the res zone in case you get defeated. Try not to get defeated until level I think 20. You get a title of 15 to level 20 for not being ever defeated before that on a character. So just keep that in mind. All right, there's some beautiful water right there following us with the moonlight. So then you're going to go to your third questing area, which will be Gondaman. There's a lot of questing you do in Gondaman, okay? So I'm going to just explain a lot of it, because if I ran around to every spot, it would turn this video very, very long. And again, my whole point of this video is to give you a quick talk-through guide, all right, and a couple showing of the locations. So as you go over to Gondaman, Gondaman is going to send you first up to Ringdale to do some stuff and fight off some bad Dower hands. They're going to also send you over here to the Grimwater. You're going to basically, all these spots where the flags are going to be little areas. You're going to hunt some stuff out here in front of Gondaman. Again, the gear quest, I'm trying to remember where all the gears are. I think one is the one in Keldim? I'm trying to remember right now, but again, I will link that in the description. It has all the stuff. And in LOTRO Tale, I'm pretty sure I did them all, unless I skipped the gears. I've done the gears so many times, but still, I'm trying to remember where all 1 through 5 are. There's one there, there's one up here, and then you have one in, I think, the Undead area over here, and then one's like near the Spider, or it's in this port city. So, but anyway, they're going to send you all around. You're going to also be sent down to this area down here, the North Barricades. There's some quests to do in here. Make sure, no matter what, as you're doing these, follow the intro quests and the chapter quests, okay? They will guide you through kind of the next area to go, all right? So, and some quests will send you, like one quest from Gondaman sends you down to the North Barricades, where there's some dwarves that have quests for you. You do quests inside here to the Grey Havens. Someday we'll have the Grey Havens. Someday. I always thought that about Gondor. Oh, someday we'll have Gondor. Now we do. We have Minas Tirith and Gondor, so that's kind of cool. So then you're going to go along all these spots and do all these quests, and there's some chapter things. Then the next place you're going to be sent is you're going to be sent to, after you do either the northern barricades, which is kind of the same area as Gondamin, but they're kind of separate questing spots. So questing spot 1 is Thorin's Gate, questing spot 2 is Noglond, questing spot 3 is Gondamin. You're going to quest a lot here. There's lots of different chunks of quests. I always recommend you walk around and pick up everybody's quests. There's a quest up here from an elf. There's 2 quests up here. There's a quest right here for hunting some wolves, which are kind of in the south area, and you can have up to 10 on your tracker now. So I accept every quest you see on that floating radar up there, and every character's head in here, except for one that I believe is a crafting quest, unless it's like kill wolves. If it's like craft something, don't do that one unless you're doing crafting. Okay, so that's the only exception I would say for these quests. Hopefully this is helpful to you guys watching. And then you're going to go do all those quests. The next area you're going to go questing is either the Northern Barricades, or you'll move into the chapter. The next part, you'll move to Thrashy's Lodge, okay? So after you can turn in all these quests and talk to the main guy who is up on this roof up here, all right? I'm going to carefully try to go up the stairs with a war mount. Probably not the best of ideas. I love the music in Gondamin, though. This guy, he'll be, Matthew here will be doing one of the main chapter quests for. And then I'm going to go ahead and go out the back door here. Which is right here. This is the secret back door. In case you need to get up from the back, there it is. There's 2 ways to get in the front, or 3 ways to get in the front. That's the back one. So now we're going to move on over to Thrashy's Lodge. This will be the next area you'll start questing, and after Thrashy's Lodge, you're gonna basically be sent to. You're gonna be starting to be sent to Breland area, which is where you'll pick up your first quests to do the main chapter with Gandalf, and there is some stuff you're gonna have to do in Buckland with some of the Rangers and things with the main chapters. Again, they'll guide you around, but for Ered Luin, which is what we're talking about, we're almost done with this video with explaining kind of the generic walkthrough here, or I should say walkthrough, talkthrough. So now we're basically at Thrashy's Lodge. This will be a chapter quest you actually have to help Langlas with, this ranger, and you'll have to help this guy with helping this cat out, which if he tells you to look for the rabbit meat, just keep going around the back of this hut and looting all of the traps. You'll find a rabbit meat later. If you see a cute little rabbit on the ground somewhere, it's like these 1 health units, like this red fox. I think in theory you can kill the rabbit and it'll give you meat, but it's like, I believe elves. It used to be elves couldn't attack those little 1 health creatures. It was like they wouldn't let you. So, because elves don't want to hurt innocent. So you might have to go around and loot all the traps to get that rabbit meat for the links. But anyway, that's just a little side note. There's a bunch of other quests here you'll do for this guy as well, and then for Langlas with kind of the chapter quest. You're gonna go down and find a bow in. The bow is actually located right inside. But there is actually one tricky thing about this quest. The bow is a guy you have to kill, but he's actually hiding in a really weird spot. Let me show you where that is real quick, because that's one that always drove me crazy as a new player when I played this game. I was like, where is this evil dwarf? He was a dour hand, and he had his bow. So there's also a guy down here you'll accept a quest from as well. And as you go, there's a few other spots. There's an elven spot right over here. See where this little grocer is? There's an elven people there that you'll accept 3 or 4 quests from as well. They're side ones. I would say the elf one is kind of side ones, and so is the barricade ones, where all these other 4 are kind of the main quest line givers. But they do give each 4 or 5 quests, so you may want to grab all of those as well, those areas. Don't miss them, at least check them out. Unless you're at a certain level, you're already level 12 or something, you're probably good to go. These guys, you're going to help them too and talk with them. But the guy that gives you the bow, the quest tells you that it's inside the way it's lit up on the quest tracker. Unless they've updated it, the guy is usually outside the wall, I believe. Or maybe I'm having a vice versa here, but let's see. There he is, yep. So he's right here. This is the guy that stole the bow. Kill this guy to get the bow. For some reason, the quest says it's inside, all right? Inside the wall. So, I always would, go inside and be like, where is he? He's right here. This is the guy you're going to have to kill. Okay, for the bow. So just keep that in mind for the quest. I'm trying to think of the most frustrating things to tell you guys ahead, because most of the quests are easy to follow, and the quest tracker does a wonderful job of lighting up the right and correct areas to go to find things. But that's one that's a little weird. It's technically near him, but not entirely. You're going to go in here, and you're going to find you're going to get these chests and kill a bunch of these Dowerhand, and then one of the chapter quests you end up fighting on this boat later with Langlass or something, or someone, I forget who it is off the top of my head, but I just remember you do something there for it. So that's about it. And at this point, you could go down and do quests in this Elven area, but I should definitely premise this video as this is Ered Luin questing Dwarven side, because technically this Elven area is the lower level area and you start and then move up to Gondamin and this to do questing, where the Dwarven side you do Thorin's Hall, Noglong, and move into Gondamin and then go down. At this point, it's going to send you to Bree, okay? So you'll probably go to Bree. You could technically do stuff in the Shire, but most of it will be just on your level, if not low level at this point, if you've done all those quests. So since this video is mainly about Ered Luin Dwarven side questing, we'll stick to that. And then we have Breeland. And again, I'm making this video right now because I have the memory and knowledge of most of areas and stuff in it. I have quested in the other areas as well, but just not nearly as much. I will try in the future to make some other videos for you for the other areas as well. But I just don't like to make videos that I'm not 100% confident on locations to tell you where things are. I'll have to do a little studying ahead of time. So anyway, you're going to go to Breeland. You're going to talk to people in the Prancing Pony, and that'll kind of get you on the next track to probably go to the Buckland Old Forest with Tom Bombadil, help the Ranger by Buckland, all that stuff with the main chapter. And at that point, you follow around the quest as well around there. The game does a pretty good job if you follow the chapters of knowing where to go next, but you just kind of have to follow those chapters. And then again, highly recommend whenever you're questing, whenever you go to a new area, like I explained, Thorin's Gate, then Noglond, this works for anywhere in Middle-earth in this game. Wherever you go into a new little area with quests in a town, make sure you go and accept all of them. There may be a little bit of exceptions to like Breetown because it's a big place and there's not, but still most of the quests in are around the same level. So usually when you find a bunched up group of people that have like 5, 6, 7 quests for you and they'll open new quests and stuff, highly recommend you just take all the quests from that area. And again, if we go back over to what our main thing we're talking about in this video, Ered Luin, Thorin's Gate, all the quests that you find near Thorin's Hall, take all of them to start with. You could always cancel a quest. Some quests will open new quests, so keep that in mind. But usually the basic generic quests of find this, help repair this, kill these things. You know, the generic classic MMO quest, usually you'll want to just do all of them to get the XP because it's really easy if you just kind of move in a circle to do that quickly. Okay? If you go down to Ered and then Noglong, pick all these up, that everyone in that place do all of those quests. Again, there's some weird ones like the gear quest. You're going to get 1 gear, you're going to bring it back in Thorin's Hall. You're going to get the 2nd gear around Noglong, you're going to bring it back. You're going to go and get the 3rd gear, which is somewhere around the Dwarven area, or I'm trying to remember which one, and you're going to bring it back. And then you're going to get the 4th gear, which I believe is in the Undead area. I'm trying to remember if the 5th gear is down here or if it's in, again, I will link that down there with the coordinates for all those gears if you want to do that quest. But those are the kind of quests that I almost recommend you skip because it's almost more time and effort than it's worth if you're just purely trying to level quickly. If you're doing it for the fun story, do it because it's super cool and you can read the story and it's kind of fun to help him repair the system. But it's not like I don't remember that, it's not like a huge hullabaloo about it once you finish it. It's just cool because you got a 5 quests done and he tells you some cool story things and stuff like that. So I'll leave that up to you guys. But hopefully this helped you out with the Ered Luin here and questing in this area. And you guys have a great and wonderful day in Middle-earth, my friends. I'll see you in the next episodes of Voice of the Rings. Thanks to my wonderful Patreons for their support. Thank you guys for watching this video right now. And subscribe buttons there if I earned it. Leave comments if you have questions. I will try my best to answer them. I will put those links to the LOTRO wiki for questing in Ered Luin and also for the gear quest. I'll probably put it down there, 2 different links. And was this helpful? Just let me know. And again, I will try to perfect it and get better at doing things like this later with these quest guides. But Lord of the Rings Online is a massive game with literally thousands of quests. So it's kind of hard for me to make realistic videos of maybe like following and showing you every single quest. If you want to see that more, I'd recommend watching my LOTRO Tale series and kind of maybe even skipping through and seeing what quests I do, where I go, where I complete them. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Of course, I also do voiceovers in that series, which is kind of fun. It's right over there. Next guy video's up there. Have a great day on Middle-earth, and thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Stay happy.